Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, YouTube? And the Bad Wolf. I know another video. I'm doing enough for y'all. Cause the video, I want to talk about the story of the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. Cause the video, I want to talk about the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. Back in the '90s with the Bad Boy and Death Row. So here we go. Okay, back in the early '90s, there were two coasts, in hip hop, New York and California. I said back in the day, some rappers from New York was frustrated all because the New York was getting no support from their, I said from their state or from the West Coast or any shine because so the West so like one rapper felt angry at the situation. This person was named Tim Dog. See, Tim Dog was a rapper from New York. He felt like West Coast was popular with with the Death Row artists, NWA. And he started to make diss tracks towards all West Coast artists. He made this with I say the this song with NWA like Easy E and Dr. Dre and Dr. Dre's wife, Michelle, and he this what was called Fuck Compton, and a couple of West Coast artists fire back at Tim Dog with a couple of ditch that's a couple of ditch tracks. See, like around that year, Tim Dog was going to California to perform, to where a fight went on with Tim Dog and the people that had problems with Tim Dog. Things got out of control until Tupac had stopped the conflict, to where he trying to save Tim Dog from being hurt. But I think Tim Dog had died in 2013 from diabetes. So years later, I said East Coast and West Coast rivalry started to get out of hand. But this deal with two rap labels, Bad Boy versus Death Row. See, at the time, Bad Boy had Biggie Smalls and known as Toby G, and Death Row had Tupac. Puff Daddy and Combs had ran Bad Boy, and Shit Night had ran Death Row. See, things would start to become conflict with both labels, to where Shit Night blamed Puffy for the shooting of his friend at a party in Atlanta back around '94 or '95, and Shit Night, couldn't get over his death of his friend. Back around '93, Tupac and Biggie became friends, to where Tupac would let Biggie sleep on his couch, to where he was schooling Biggie on the music industry and how to make it in the rap. But around that time, Tupac noticed that Biggie had stole his style and how the way he rapped and all this that. But by the time Tupac was was hanging around the wrong people like killers and gangsters, but Tupac, wasn't a gangster at all, but he was guilty by association. So okay, back around I said November 30th of '94, Tupac went to Quad Studios to do some music, but Tupac didn't know that Biggie was there in Quad. Back but Tupac was going to the elevator, to where Tupac was ambushed by a couple of dudes. They robbed Tupac of his jewelry, and he was shot 5 times. In the elevator, but Tupac blamed all that was involved Biggie and Puffy. See, Biggie and Puffy had said that they did not have him set up, but Tupac believed that he Tupac said he believed he was set up by by somebody, but it was some claims that Biggie had made a song called "Who Shot You." I say around '94. It was recorded before the shooting happened, so things started to get rocky with Death Row and Bad Boy Camp. Tupac was found guilty of sexual abuse charges that during the incident that happened when Tupac was charged with uh yeah, I say he was rapping with the hold on. I believe Tupac was charged of ripping a fan, in his hotel room, but he denied that he ever raped her, and he was sentenced on the same year. And Tupac was there alone in prison. Tupac trying to call his label for the bail money, but no one would let him out. So I feel like Tupac felt betrayed by his friends, and and Biggie Smalls he felt like he couldn't trust no one till back when '95. Suge Knight had bailed him out of prison. The whole Death Row thing was starting to grow to beef and conflict, but Tupac got out, and so he started to get back to the music game to where Tupac was a workaholic, but you know, yeah, I saw where he releases his album on the label called All Eyes on Me, but Tupac still had an issue with Biggie, but and Puffy, over the incident that happened in '94 shooting, things started to get very intense with Tupac and Biggie, to where Tupac released a diss track against Bad Boy called "Hill 'Em Up" back around September 7th of '96. Tupac was attending at my Tyson fight in Las Vegas. Out of nowhere, Tupac got to a fight with a Crip gang member called Leonard Anderson. Tupac threw the first punch to where all the people got into stopping and beating him. Later on that night, Tupac and Suge Knight was going to 662 to where White Cadillac had approached them in traffic, and Tupac was shot multiple times. While Suge Knight was grazed in the head, Tupac was pronounced dead 6 days later, and his killer was Leonard Anderson. So Suge Knight had went to prison for violating his probation, and for him getting to a fight, in Vegas. But around '97, Biggie was killed in Los Angeles while attending an album release party, and let me see. I believe he was killed, in drive-by shooting by an unknown assailant. Tupac and Biggie's case was unsolved due to the fact that one of the killers was killed and the Biggie murder wasn't solved. His mother, Vanilla Wallace, had sued the LA police for a wrongful death suit. Her son's murder. So around 2015, Suge Knight was charged with murder, to where he had ran over I said to where he ran over to people over and I believe he was driving to the set to where that had so I believe he's trying to accuse the people that made the NWA movie over his name. So I guess they're trying to I said put him in the movie to where Suge Knight got offended of him I said being a mean character in the movie, so into where they to where he got out there and somehow he took two people's lives, how he tried, on how he got charged with murder. So we're doing 20 years in prison. So man, so I believe this story is about so I believe this Death Row story kind of more of a tragic into like Tupac got killed, Biggie got murdered. So I believe Tupac and Biggie were two rap legends of our time. To where they were gunned down, on the same hold on. Yeah, they were gunned down on a different occasions. So I feel like the whole story of Death Row in West Coast, it's called Rivalry. I kind of got out of control back in the '90s. To when gangsta rap was tied to influence people. So I think the whole entire story they feel like like the envy, jealousy, murder, everything else. But so I believe this the how Tupac and Biggie was murdered. Over jealousy, hate, envy. So I think Tupac and Biggie case wasn't solved until they So I believe like one of those killers that got killed. So no other answer was killed 98. So I believe the Biggie murder case wasn't solved. I think hold on. I think Shania had hired this guy to kill Biggie. I guess I don't know. So I got they trying to hire somebody to kill Biggie though. So I believe the Biggie hit was for him. So I guess they're trying to kill Biggie though. But so I think Shania had trying to stop the murder. To get Biggie killed. How they on how he trying to get him out of there. But so I think it's be over Tupac's murder. How I think so. I believe Shania and Puffy was beefing at the time. So I think Shania got kind of much got angry over Tupac being killed and yeah, and Sosa told me that KVD the dude in the KVD he told everything about what happened in the interview about on how the whole thing with Big went down. So I think KVD had told everything about Tupac and how on how him and his nephew had suffered the murder to get Tupac killed in Vegas and how they had waited on him to come and they trying to follow him and then shot him up. But so I think Biggie murder was kind of different. So I believe I believe that that Shania hired somebody to kill Biggie though. I think about how Shania got I don't know. So I believe he got angry over Tupac's murder. How they're trying to get back at Biggie though. But so I think Biggie went to Los Angeles for a while. I think the LA didn't welcome Biggie though because they I said so I believe the thing went on with Tupac shooting. So I think the whole LA didn't welcome Biggie at all. How they trying to I don't know. I feel like basically on the felt on how Tupac was killed, but yeah, I think the West Coast first East Coast rivalry, got control. It got kind of deadly though, serious. But how two rap legends was killed, but so I feel like the whole thing went down tragically and how they was murdered and killed. So sad though, but so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So peace. I'm out here. Take care.